How are you? We often begin our interactions with this simple question. It seems like a moment of connection. But is it truly so? Or has it become something else entirely? The usual reply is just as automatic. Fine, thank you, or perhaps good, and you. These words roll off the tongue. Often the person replying is not truly fine. They might be carrying a heavy burden, yet the script is followed. This exchange becomes a veil. It is a thin veneer over a deeper reality, a reality that may be far from fine. We participate in this daily charade, perhaps without even realizing its subtle insincerity. It is a habit learned early, but what is the cost of this habitual insincerity? The truth is, this simple greeting can be a mask, a way to avoid vulnerability. We present a composed exterior, while inside turmoil may reign. The "I am fine" becomes a shield, protecting us from deeper inquiry. This common interaction often bypasses true human connection. It keeps us on the surface of life. Why do we engage in this performance of happiness? One reason is the fear of judgment. We worry what others might think. If we show our true feelings, our unhappiness, will they see us as weak? This fear can be very powerful. It can compel us to hide our authentic selves. Another reason is the desire not to burden others. We might feel our sadness is our own problem. So we put on a brave face. We smile, we laugh, we say the right things. We act as if joy is our constant companion. This can come from a place of consideration, but it also prevents genuine sharing. Society itself often promotes an image of constant positivity. Advertisements show smiling faces. Social media is filled with curated moments of joy. There is an unspoken pressure to appear happy. This creates an illusion that everyone else is perfectly happy. This pressure reinforces the need for the mask. This performance of happiness creates a divide, a gap between the role we play and our actual inner state. Living with this gap is tiring. To deny unhappiness is to deny a part of our human experience. It does not make the unhappiness go away. Instead, denial often allows it to fester. Imagine ignoring a physical pain. A toothache, for example. If you pretend it is not there, will it heal? No, it will likely worsen. Emotional pain is similar, it needs to be acknowledged. Unhappiness, in its many forms, is a signal. It tells you that something within your inner state needs attention, or perhaps something in your life situation needs to change. It is not an enemy to be fought, it is a messenger carrying important information. When you feel unhappiness, try not to turn away from it. Do not immediately try to cover it up. Instead, simply notice its presence. Acknowledge that it is there. This is the first courageous step, the step towards understanding. It is not about wallowing in unhappiness. It is about being honest with yourself. Acknowledging unhappiness does not mean you have failed. It simply means you are human. This awareness is crucial. By acknowledging the feeling, you bring it into the light of your consciousness. There is a subtle but profound difference in language. A difference that affects how we experience unhappiness. When you say, "I am unhappy," you create an identity. You equate your entire being with the feeling of unhappiness. The I, the sense of self, becomes merged with the unhappiness. This is a common trick of the ego. The ego loves to strengthen itself through identification. When unhappiness becomes who I am, it feels permanent. It feels like an unchangeable part of your core. This makes it much harder to let go of. The ego clings to this unhappy identity. It might even find a strange comfort in it, because it provides a story, a narrative of me and my suffering. This narrative, however painful, gives the ego a sense of definition. Consider saying instead, "There is unhappiness in me," or "Unhappiness is present. Can you feel the difference?" This phrasing creates a space between you, the observer, and the feeling of unhappiness. Unhappiness is seen as a temporary state, an energy passing through your field of awareness. It is not you. You are the awareness that notices the unhappiness. This shift in perspective is liberating. It means that unhappiness does not define you. Section 5. The Inner Search. Uncovering the Roots of Discontent. Once you acknowledge that unhappiness is present, what then? Investigate its source with gentle awareness, not harsh judgment. Often, discontent stems from our thoughts about situations, not the situations themselves. The mind creates stories filled with judgments and fears. These thoughts are mental additions causing suffering. Observe your thoughts without trying to stop them. Notice patterns and recurring themes. Are you replaying past hurts or worrying about the future? These activities pull you away from the present moment. Ask yourself, is this thought true? Many distressing thoughts are not based on reality. Gentle questioning can loosen their grip, creating space for a new perspective. This is the path to understanding the true source of your unhappiness. Section 6. Mind over matter, thoughts shaping our emotional landscape. The connection between thoughts and emotions is direct and powerful. A situation in the external world is, in itself, neutral. It is simply a collection of facts. What happens, happens. It is our thinking about the situation that gives rise to emotions. If you think a situation is terrible or unfair, you will feel negative emotions, such as anger, sadness, or anxiety. These emotions are a direct response to your thoughts. Imagine you are stuck in traffic. The situation is, cars are moving slowly. This is a fact. Now, if your mind starts thinking, this is a disaster, I'll be late, my boss will be angry, this always happens to me, then you will feel stressed and frustrated. If, however, your thought is, here I am, in traffic, I will arrive when I arrive, I can use this time to breathe or listen to something, the emotional response will be very different, perhaps calm or acceptance. It is crucial to learn to distinguish between the raw reality of a situation and your mental commentary about it. The commentary is the layer of thought and interpretation. This layer is where most emotional suffering originates. The situation itself is rarely the problem. The problem is the story your mind tells you about the situation. Section 7. Embracing reality, facing facts, not mental fictions. The mind, particularly the egoic mind, has a strong tendency to create stories. It thrives on drama and problems. Often these stories are not an accurate reflection of present reality. They are woven from past experiences or future anxieties. He always does this to me. I know something bad is going to happen. These are mental fictions, projections of the mind. They are not the simple facts of the now. To find peace, it is essential to learn to face the facts. What is actually happening in this present moment, without the layers of interpretation, judgment, or prediction? For example, if you lose your job, the fact is, I am currently without employment. The story might be, I am a failure. I will never find another job. My life is ruined. Can you see the difference? The fact is manageable. The story creates immense suffering. When you find yourself caught in a negative emotional state, pause. Ask yourself, what are the bare facts of this situation? Separate these facts from the thoughts and emotions you are experiencing. Write them down if it helps. The car has a flat tire. That is a fact. Section 8. The ego's game, how it feeds on unhappiness. The ego, that false sense of self created by the mind, has a peculiar relationship with unhappiness. In many ways, the ego actually strengthens itself through problems and negativity. It thrives on conflict, on grievances, on being right while others are wrong. When you are unhappy, the ego often feels more defined, more substantial. It creates a story of me and my suffering, and this story becomes a core part of its identity. Think about how easily the ego identifies with a problem. My illness, my financial troubles, my difficult relationship. The possessive pronoun my indicates identification. The problem becomes part of who you think you are. The ego doesn't want solutions as much as it wants the problem itself, because the problem gives it something to chew on, something to complain about, something to make it feel important or victimized. Both are ways of reinforcing its sense of self. This attachment to unhappiness can be very subtle. You might consciously want to be happy, but unconsciously the ego resists the dissolution of its problems. Because if the problems go, a part of its identity might go too. It fears an empty space where the problem self used to be. Section 9. The stillness within. True happiness as inner peace. Many people seek happiness in external circumstances. They believe that a new job, a new relationship, or more possessions will bring lasting joy. While these things can provide temporary pleasure or excitement, they are inherently fleeting. The new car loses its shine. The thrill of a promotion fades. External conditions are constantly changing. Relying on them for happiness is like building a house on sand. It is an unstable foundation. True happiness is not the fleeting excitement that comes from external achievements or acquisitions. It is something much deeper. It is a state of inner peace, a profound sense of well-being that is not dependent on what is happening outside of you. This inner peace arises from a connection with your essential nature, your being, which is beyond the constantly chattering mind, beyond the ups and downs of life's circumstances. This inner peace is always available. It is here, now, often obscured by the noise of our thoughts and emotions. But it is present, like the silent sky behind the clouds. To access it, we need to cultivate stillness, to learn to quiet the mind, through practices like meditation or simply by bringing full attention to the present moment.